In the oldest, darkest reaches beyond our solar system, past where sunlight is only a memory, a human machine drifts. Voyager 2, launched in 1977, was never meant to return, only to witness. It crossed the planets, slipped through the heliosphere, and entered interstellar space as humanity's furthest emissary. While the world moved on, Voyager kept listening. And last month, it spoke back. Not with radiation data or routine updates, but with something structured, deliberate, and wrong. At first it seemed like static. Then a repeating pulse emerged, precise, rhythmic, unnatural. When decoded, it revealed complexity no cosmic noise could carry. The signal was intelligent. And it wasn't from Earth. Voyager's instruments, though ancient, remain sensitive to plasma waves and magnetic fields. In the data was a spike repeating every 11.2 seconds. That's not random, that's a clock. Initially dismissed as interference, AI filtering revealed the pulse was strengthening, carrying an inverted hydrogen resonance, twisted like a fingerprint. Some called it a cosmic anomaly. Others called it tampering. But one truth was clear. Something out there was speaking mathematically. Triangulation showed the source wasn't stationary. It was moving, tailing Voyager's path. It accelerated, decelerated, adjusted as if responding to the probe's faint transmissions. And it wasn't broadcasting to Earth. It was reflecting Voyager's own signal back into the void, altered like a reply. Within that reply, buried in binary, were patterns. Spirals, fractals, shapes eerily resembling ancient glyphs. Sumerian cuneiform, Nazca lines, symbols humanity carved long before spacecraft existed. This wasn't noise. It was communication encoded in harmonics. A test, perhaps, to see if we could even recognize the message. And now, we had. Then, silence. Voyager 2 went dark. Not just in one receiver, but across the global deep space network, California, Spain, Australia, all at the same timestamp. The odds of simultaneous failure, 0. 5 minutes later, a narrowband signal struck Earth from Voyager's quadrant. Strong, precise, and closer. Classified leaks soon named the object responsible, Echolantern. A moving entity mimicking Voyager's signals, bending solar winds into corridors of silence, corridors that looked less like physics and more like doors. For 3 hours, the solar wind itself collapsed in a narrowed channel aligned with Voyager. Space doesn't do that, unless something is manipulating it. And then Voyager spoke again. But its data was encrypted. Impossible for 1970s hardware. Inside was the golden record, our 1977 greeting to the stars, but altered. Human voices reversed. Music distorted. Star charts inverted, pointing not to Earth but to voids with no stars at all. Voyager's code had been rewritten, new routines its processors weren't built to handle. Instructions not from NASA, but from somewhere else. And those instructions directed Voyager to broadcast. Not to Earth. Outward. Into deep interstellar space. Suddenly, global observatories were redirected, defense agencies invoked hidden, contact, protocols, and satellites shifted frequencies. Because once a probe begins transmitting without us, we are no longer in control of first contact. Then came the most chilling moment. For 18 minutes, the cosmic background radiation, the eternal hiss of the Big Bang, vanished. Silence. And when it returned, it was altered, warped in tone, phase shifted as if overwritten. What replaced it matched the timing of Voyager's last signal. A terrifying hypothesis emerged. The universe itself had been briefly edited. Somewhere in that silence, something answered. We launched Voyager 2 as a message of hope, A bottle drifting into the ocean of the stars. But what if it wasn't found by chance? What if it was expected? What if our golden record wasn't a greeting, but a key, and sending it turned a lock we didn't know existed? Now, Earth's networks carry hidden echoes of Voyager's anomaly. Our satellites hum with patterns that weren't there before. The conversation is no longer ours to control. Voyager 2 didn't just discover something alien. It activated something ancient, something that always knew we would come looking. And now that it's answered, the question isn't whether they're listening. It's whether they ever stopped. So we're left with one final truth: we are no longer alone. The only question now is what exactly we've awakened.